Hello and welcome. This is Alchemist X, and I would love to say that I am in a good mood today, but I'm very much the opposite of that. I'm a pretty terrible mood because this summoning is just absolutely, literally as cursed as it gets. Like, I absolutely can't stand it. Some of that's on me for taking such a significant risk, but Yura right there, that is the best thing that happens in this entirety. I don't have step 1 because I never recorded it. It was just like a discount ticket pull, but it was just a couple of normal pool units I don't care about. And then this is the remainder of this banner. So now I didn't need to do this. It's not necessarily the best option. There are, depending on what you're looking for, better options, cheaper options, and then more guarantees, or if you're just after the coins, a slightly more efficient way to do that. But it really depends on what you're looking for. So what I'm looking for was a couple of units in particular. For example, Schmeier and Lindrake. If I was to ever get them, I would be able to buy shards of them with the coins, use a selector that I have to get more enlightenment shards, and then also just instantly get their memento. So I was thinking about those two units, but then I also have a very large power discrepancy when it comes to wind. Like, my wind is just not in a great spot. So I also put Mercea and Otima V2 on here. And then the other two units I put on were Zane V2, just because I have him fully maxed, or I have regular Zane maxed. And then Nidhogg, just because, that's the other dragon I don't have. So that was my general thinking. For some of the really, really good banners that you're able to do, for example, the 55 5-star ones, you can't get dragon units or mementos from either of those. Same thing with version 2 stuff. And then with the banner that is a better option to get the coins because it's only a 7-step and you're also guaranteed a 5-star along the way, you also can't get dragon stuff from that. So the goal of doing this pickup banner was mostly dragon related, but then also a little bit wind related. And it just definitely didn't pay off, but that is the thing about a risk. And you need to know that going in, and if you can't accept it, don't do it. I told myself this is a risk, and I'm probably going to hate this if it goes south, and that's exactly what happened. But I didn't really want to do anything else because I was thinking about what my account really needs. So if you're in a similar position, you might want to take the risk, but otherwise, if you really, really care about gem efficiency, then definitely don't. And if you care about just kind of general value, there are certainly better options. Now, luckily, this wasn't the only thing that I did. I also did a little bit of both of the unit and memento 55 5-stars. And while I didn't get anything like insanely mind-blowing, I got a few things like Mazartham's memento and Credo's White Day memento, and a couple of new units like Adeleigh and Ikasa. So it wasn't a total wash this week, but like I still am just absolutely crestfallen overall, just because the spot where I really wanted it / needed the RNG to be good, it just did not deliver. But there is going to be a little bit of a silver lining, because I did end up, thanks to the gem spent bonus and the 100 coins per step here, this will enable me to do something that I wouldn't have been able to do for a little while. So we will end on a, we'll try and make the most out of a bad situation at the end of this video, but we'll save that for later. But for now, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the banners, and I'll kind of go over each one in a more direct and piecewise way. And here we are at the banners. So to start with, we'll do the selection banners. Now, the unit 1 is no longer here because I did all 10 steps of it, but you saw it going through. It's the same format as this, just pick 6 and then you get 100 coins per step. The difference with the memento one is that it has a separate coin shop. Because last week there was a 7-step with a selector, if you did that, you probably have no reason to do this banner because it's the same pool. But if you're super memento hungry and for whatever reason don't want to do the 55 5-star one, then this one is certainly here. But I find the coins on this to be inherently less valuable than the unit coins, because you could get, 1, 2, 300 coins and make use of them. With these coins, unless you get enough to get the selector with them, they're just less valuable. So certainly keep that in mind. And then I mostly already gave my thoughts on the unit banner. It's definitely a risk, but when you can choose all of the units that are featured and the coins cover any limited units you own, there is definitely a value to that. However, if you are looking for coins, there is another banner, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. So that is going to be this banner. So this is a 7 step. Now you'll only get coins on step 7. So if you want the 1,000 coins, you need to go all the way, but that's going to be cheaper than doing 10 steps of the unit pickup banner. And you're certain to get at least a few more 5 stars than at least 7 more than you're guaranteed to get on the pickup banner. However, you cannot get dragons on this, so keep that in mind if that is your main focus. Then we have the 55 banner. So 1 for units, 1 for mementos. As always, these are a great style. Now, nothing specific is guaranteed, but it's hard to go wrong, especially if you're relatively new. If there are a ton of normal pool mementos, in particular, if you're lacking, absolutely great. And then from step 5 onward, they're limited. So it's an easy gem sink. So if you have something in particular that you're saving for, there's the issue of it being that. But aside from that, it's pretty hard to go wrong, because the worst case scenario here is that you end up with a ton of vision coins. But even then, it's pretty unlikely that you wouldn't walk away with at least a few good mementos. And especially with how recent the cutoff is, you could get Louis' memento from this. So overall, definitely worthwhile, I think, for just about everyone. It's just how far into it do you want to go? I think everybody should go at least a few steps in. And then whether or not you go all the way is up to your gems and how much you're willing to go for. But as far as just raw value, without factoring in really specific needs, I think that these are definitely one of the best types of banners that they have. Gears, I don't really need to worry about gears. And then just for the rest of this reset, which is the rest of the month at this point, there's also Nina, Twins, Dark Phantoms. So overall, you could do those if none of the other things appealed to you. But overall, I think for most people, 55 5 stars, either units or mementos, is going to be the best. For people with more specific needs, either the pickup banner or the 7-step banner with the coins is going to be the way to go. But yeah, that is all I've got for banners. So next, let's move into this final thing, and we're going to pay a visit to the coin shop. Okay, so this is the 2023 summer coin shop. And so this is any limited units that I own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for Anna Rose version 2. Is it the smartest or wisest thing I can do? Not necessarily. But I have not gotten to engage in the Soul Link mechanic yet at all. And that's something I'd really like to do. And now that I am a little bit less than 100 shards away from having Anna Rose V2 max limit broken, that is something that it's now within sight, right? Do I want to have her in my soul part for a little bit longer than another 50 days? Nah, I don't. I'd rather get another unit going. And Anna Rose doesn't show up in as many coin shops, so that being the case, I think now is a good opportunity to do this. So I'm just gonna go for it. If my account is gonna be cursed, then I'm just gonna take a very do what I feel like in the moment kind of thing. Not worry about my account's overall status. Not worry about what's best, maybe numerically, and just do what I want to do, because having horrible RNG is not fun, and if the game is not fun, it's not worth doing. So I want to do something that's fun, and I think Anna Rose buffing other units and maybe blasting stuff with her magic disco ball, that's fun. So I'm getting just enough to get 125, and then once I have that, I'll go into the unit screen, and this will be my first experience with this. I mean, I know the abstract of it, right? You you get the unit, you do the Soul Link process once they're, you can start it at 75 for certain units like Sacred Stones, but for the like Anna Rose, Zangetsu, Almira, they've got to be 85. So we'll get her to 85, do the Soul Link process, see what that looks like. This is something I've been waiting for kind of a long time. I got the shards where I could. You get 100 automatically, of course, and I got another 25 from the event. But most of this has been just heavy lifting on the soul port. Luckily, she is a 12 hours rather than 24, but even then, it still felt like just forever. So this has been a long time coming, and just because today's summoning was just so horrible, I wanted to do something fun, something that feels good. So here we go. We got max limit broken. That's one thing out of the way. Now, I think it's saying I've got to get her. I've got to open the enlightenment and get her to 85 in order to do the enlightenment. So I'm not quite, and I'm still like a little bit, I don't know, a little bit out of it, just from the combination of the lows of that and the eagerness of this process. So now she's enlightened, and here we go. Soul Link icon is lit up. As you can see, regular Anna Rose all good to go. Now we link the two of them. I don't think it's going to be a big deal at all that I can't use them at the same time, because regular Anna Rose doesn't do a whole lot. So yeah, that is it. Now let's see, her gate 2, of course, is already taken care of, so I'll pop that as her second ability before just kind of taking a glance at her gates. Of course, after doing this little setup, I'm going to want to jump to the Revenant gear and take a look at that. Now, if you notice, the leveling up the unit is grayed out, and that's because that's also shared. So in order to fix that, I'm just going to want to run back to regular Anna Rose, level her up to 99, and then V2 will be 99. And that's all. So if you're summoning, please have better luck than me, and I will see you all next time.